Hello everyone. Hello, Mr. Gozali. This is the my video about cross-cultural project, and this is video on midterm semester. This is the project one, cross-cultural. My name is Stephen Rafael. My name is 33 22 0049, and I'm from class 33 7B07. So let's get started. I'm gonna start from the part one, number one. Make a presentation about intercultural communication. So, what is intercultural communication? Intercultural communication refers to the process of exchanging information and ideas between individuals or groups from different cultural backgrounds. It involves understanding and respecting diverse cultural values, beliefs, language, and communication style to achieve effective interaction and mutual understanding. Next. Culture and communication is not only about language, and it includes values, beliefs, norms, and worldwide. Hall's context theory, high context culture, it is indirect, implicit, like a country in Japan and Korea that's gonna communicate in indirect, and low context culture, direct or explicit. Example is USA and Germany. So impact on Hall theory is misinterpretation can occur when direct culture see indirect culture as unclear, and indirect culture see direct culture as rude. Next is Hofstede cultural dimensions. First is individualism versus collectivism. It is like individual versus collectivity and the power distance between a person, uncertainty avoidance, masculinity and femininity. It's like a man and a woman and a long-term orientation. Next is individualism versus collectivism. It is individualistic, like cultures, personal goals and autonomy. It is based on USA, and collectivistic cultures like group harmony and interdependence in Asia region. Next is communication barriers, is language differences, stereotypes, ethnotribalism, different norm and values. Next is language barrier example, like certain words, phrase, tone, or grammar may not translate accurately, leading to misinterpretation. Next is company case example. I'm gonna take example from American and Japanese teams in automotive project. This like gonna have some project in the building a car or automotive, and the Americans is use direct expression. Meanwhile, the Japanese team used in indirect communication to avoid conflict. So the resultnya is miscommunication, slow decision making, which is they're gonna have some miscommunication because in American they use direct expression, in Japanese they use indirect communication. And managers later assign cultural relation to bridge communication style differences. So the manager assign some cultural relation to bridge their communication and style difference because we know the Americans and Japan have some different culture. And the lesson we can take from the case is like awareness of the culture communication style, cultural training program, and using mediators or cultural bridges. And the conclusion from the part one is intercultural communication competence is essential in global companies. Next is understanding theory help improves real life interaction. Next, the part one still have a presentation about the material, and this is the number two. The relationship between language and culture. Language and culture are deeply interconnected as language serves as both a reflection and expression of a society, culture, values, beliefs, and worldwide. Through language, people convey their tradition, social norms, and way of thinking, which shape how they perceive and interact with the world. In this way, language not only communicates information but also preserves cultural identity and strengthens the sense of belonging within a community. and the language shape culture. It is language influence how people think, language expresses social norms, and language transits cultural identity. Culture shape language is cultural norms define polite or impolite expression. Whole context sterilization, high context culture use indirect language, and low context culture use direct language. Like indirect, kinda like some Asian or Arabic, and the direct language is used on USA and Germany. Polite expression example: Japan, Keigo, formal honorific language. USA is more casual interaction, even with higher status people. Identity through language. Language can show group identity, slang, or dialect. Example in African American Vernacular English (AAVE) in USA. Values embedded in language. Indonesian use bapak or ibu to show some respect. Meanwhile, in German, use formal slay versus informal to. Different ways to express agreement. In English, it's like your direct one. It is disagree or agree. Meanwhile, in Japanese, it's like may avoid direct no to keep the harmony. Like when you get when you when a person asking you, but you don't want to agree, that in Asian they cannot say no because they want to keep maintaining their relationship. Meanwhile, in other region, like in English, they're gonna direct is gonna disagree or agree. Next is case example from company. US manager emails, I need this immediately. And the Japanese team interpret as aggressive or angry tone. So the case impact, misinterpretation cause stress in Japanese team. Delay in responses cause confusion for US side. And the strategies for this problem: learn cultural linguistic room norms, avoid idioms and slangs, use not neutral politeness marker. In the analysis, language politeness level difference led to negative emotional interpretation. The conclusion is understanding cultural language use prevents misinterpretation and builds smoother communication. Next is part two. This is the number one case study one. Cultural barriers. You can see the scenario in here and the task and the question. So I'm gonna answer the question from number one to number four from this case study. One, cultural barriers. So the answer on the number one, it is using Hofstede theory. Is a Germany low context, low power distance, and high individualism culture. Next is Japan is a high context, high uncertainty avoidance, and collectivist culture. And Indonesia is also high context and collectivist culture, like Japanese. So because of this difference, Germans see direct speech as harness and efficiency. Japanese and Indonesian see direct criticism as a rude or embarrassing, and Japanese silence can be misinterpreted by German as an agreement, while it actually means disagreement politely. And Indonesian avoid openly disagreeing to maintain harmony. This creates hidden misunderstanding. The number two, this is from data and evidence. The country German communication style is direct, explicit, and Hofstede example data individualism score 67. Japan is indirect and implicit. Uncertainty avoidance 92. Indonesia avoid confrontation and contextual. Power distance 78. Number three is impact on teamwork and decision making. This cultural misunderstanding causes a delayed decision because this agreement is not openly expressed in Japanese and Indonesia. So managers think everyone agrees. B is missed deadlines. Feedback is not clearly communicated, so incorrect assumption continue for weeks. Low psychological safety. Some members are afraid to speak, especially Indonesians and Japanese, while Germans dominate conversations. Reduce trust. German manager think maybe the other are not honest, while other feel the German is too rude. Next, number four, the three practical strategies to overcome barriers. Strategy number one is establish explicit communication norms. Agree that disagreement must be expressed clearly but respectfully. Use a phrase like "I have a different perspective" to make criticism polite but transparent. Second, use structured turn taking in meetings. The leader should ask his members specifically for feedback, especially Japanese and Indonesian members, so silence cannot be misinterpreted as agreement. Applying written follow-up and confirmation. After each meeting, send a short summary and ask each member to confirm or add comments. This reduces misunderstanding caused by indirect speech. Next is case study number two, cross-cultural communication for business. So you can see the scenario. An Indonesian furniture company, Tropical Craft, is expanding to the European market. The company's marketing team creates advertisement emphasizing family values and community spirit. However, the campaign received little attention from the Europe audiences, who view the ads as overly emotional and lacking professionalism. Ask and question. Analyze the cross-cultural communication failure that occurred in this case. Use marketing or communication data. Explain how cultural values influence the campaign, and propose a revised marketing strategy. So I'm gonna answer from the number one. Analysis of cross-cultural communication failure. Tropical Craft made the mistake of assuming that advertising messages that work in Indonesia would also work in Europe. The Indonesian marketing team used themes of family warmth, emotional building, bonding, and community spirit, which are highly appreciated in Asian culture. However, in European consumer, prefer ads that are more informational, rational, and product-based focus. Therefore, the communication failed because the message did not match target audience's values and cultural preferences. This is supporting data as evidence to prove that so the region, Asia, and especially in Indonesia, the key advertising is emotional, value-based, relational, community-oriented messages, and the sample or research. Asia marketing studies show Asians had used to more emotional appeals than Western ads. From the Zhong and Wong 2018, European or especially in Western Europe, uh, key advertising preference is rational, product features, functional benefit, face fact-based message. From the sample data or research, European consumer prefers informational appeals focusing on product quality from Demoit's 2019. Next is the number three. So, in the influence of cultural values in collectivism in Indonesia, emphasizing group belonging, shared identity, and emotional connection. Second is individualism in Europe, focus on personal preference, self-expression, and unique decision making. Also, in Indonesia, is high context. The meaning is implied. Emotional storytelling is common. Meanwhile, in Europe, is low context. Meaning must be explicit and supported by facts, specification, and direct benefits. Thus, Asian audiences, what values do we emotionally connect with? And European audiences, what specific benefit or quality do I get after buying this? The number four is receive revised marketing strategy for Europe. Some example strategies highlight product quality and craftsmanship. Implementation is show specific material, certification, and sustainability data. Use factual direct appeals, socio durability tests, ergonomy design, modern finishing, and warranty info. Localize visual to European lifestyle. Use minimalist interior design, Scandinavian style settings, and modern apartments. Next is the number three. This is gonna be the last from the case study three, nonverbal communication. The scenario: During a business negotiation between a US company and Arab client in Dubai, the American representative repeatedly checks his watch and maintains a wide personal distance. The Arabian clients interpret this behavior as an impatient and disrespect, leading to a tense atmosphere and failed negotiation. So the task in question identify the nonverbal communication, present data or research findings, explain how nonverbal signals differ across culture, and recommends communication strategies to prevent similar issues. I'm gonna answer from number one. It is nonverbal communication issue. The misunderstanding occurred because the American representative used nonverbal signs that in his culture are normal, but in Arabian culture are interpreted negatively. Checking the watch frequently in the US is often just a time management habit. Meanwhile, in Arabic culture, this can be interpreted as a boredom, impatience, or disrespect. And what personal distance? American kept to keep more space, personal bubble. Arabian prefer closer physical distance and communicating to show trust and warmth. Number two, to support data and research finding. Some culture expect time orientation in US is monochronic. Time is a commodity, punctually high valued. Meanwhile, in Arabic culture is polychronic. Relationship is more important than schedules or flexible time. Personal space from Hall 1976. Larger interpersonal distance from 60 to 90 centimeter is from US, and from Arabic culture, it is small interpersonal distance. Okay, like is 30 to 60 centimeter. And nonverbal interpretation, directness, efficiency in US. Meanwhile, in Arabic, this is warm and relational closeness. Number three, cultural distance in nonverbal signals and impact on business. Nonverbal signals, just like gesture, eye contact, personal space, body orientation, carry different meanings depending on culture in a business context. In American, build trust by being efficient, on time, and organized. Meanwhile, in Arabic culture, build trust through relationship building, personal contact, and emotional connection. Therefore, when the American keep checking his watch, it signals that time matters more than the relationship. This damages rapport and trust, which are crucial in Arab business culture. The number four is the last that I will present. Some recommendation to prevent similar issues. The first strategy are adapt to local non-verbal norms. Implementation is maintaining comfortable eye contact, allow closer physical distance, and face the person when speaking. Second, show relation interest before business. Start with small talk. Ask about the client, family, or culture, and do not rush the business agenda. Be mindful of gesture and time signal. Avoid checking watches or phone during meetings. It is time limited. If the time is limited, state it verbally politely. And this is the end. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.